What's up, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe because today I want to talk to you about how to make $10,000 in a month. Let's get it. First, we got to get rid of all of the misconceptions. All right, let me say that again. We got to get rid of all of the misconceptions. What misconceptions, you may ask? This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not going to be some magic potion where something just magically appears. This is not going to be something like a genie where you get three wishes. This is not that kind of situation. If you're going to make $10,000, this is something that you're going to have to be intentional about making happen. You're going to have to be intentional about making $10,000. And in order for you to do that, you're going to have to put in work. Simple and put. You're going to have to put in work because if you don't put in work, it's not going to happen. You have to learn at a new level. You have to think at a new level. You have to perform at a new level. Because think about it, the level in which you're at today is the main reason why you're watching this video. You're watching this video so you can level up. So you have to know that you can't keep thinking the same, that you can't keep performing the same, that you can't keep learning the same things over and over again. You have to learn something new. You have to think at a new level and you have to perform because your current level of thought, your current level of performance, and your current level of thinking is keeping you in that same spot. So you got to make sure that you get rid of all of the misconceptions. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a magic potion. And this is not a genie in a bottle where you get three wishes and boop, boop, $10,000 is going to pop up out of nowhere. This is not that kind of deal. Secondly, let's talk mindset. Your life will go based on what is going on between your two ears. That's absolutely right. Your mind will go, your life, excuse me, will go based on what is going on between your two ears. You have to know that making $10,000 a month is absolutely possible. I want you to sit with that for just a quick second because your mind has to get wrapped around the idea and the thought of you actually producing $10,000 a month. And let me add this in there, it being easy. You making $10,000 a month is absolutely based on the foundation of what you have going on up there in your brain. And that is why we're talking about mindset. You have to absolutely know that it is possible for you to do that in your thinking. You have to know that because if you don't know it in your thinking and if your mind is not set on that, it's going to be absolutely difficult. It's going to be very difficult, excuse me. It's going to be very difficult for you to make $10,000 if you don't know in your mind or believe in your mind that you can make $10,000. Your life will be based on where you have set your mind. Your life will be based on how you set your mind. And so, what I want you to do is get in your thinking that making $10,000 a month is very, very possible because the level in which your mind thinks is the level in which your mind will produce. I'm going to say that one more time. The level in which your mind thinks is the level in which your mind will produce. So I want you to get firm in your thinking. I want you to get firm in your stance and have a solid foundation that making $10,000 a month will be your baseline. Making $10,000 a month being your baseline, you will absolutely find yourself figuring out ways and going about performing making $10,000 a month. And a lot of times it's difficult for you to get this mindset because you haven't been exposed to it. So what we want to talk about next is being exposed and getting the proper exposure for you to make $10,000 a month. Let's talk exposure. This is the third thing that we need to complete, that we need to get settled in our thinking and get settled if we want to make $10,000 a month. We need to get around people that are going to the place that we want to go. That's right, I said it. We need to get around people that are going or already at the places that we want to go. You will never know you can make $10,000 monthly if you don't know anyone that does. You will never know that you can make $10,000 if you never know anybody that does, because your mind is conditioned to the things that you put around in your environment. So if you only see a certain thing, you can only believe a certain thing. And so what you have to begin to understand is that if you're around people that only make $2,000 a month, that's going to typically be the baseline for how you think and what is possible for your life. But watch this. If you get around people that are already making $10,000 a month, or if you find some way to talk to people who make $10,000 a month, you will begin to get exposed and it will become more possible for you because now you see somebody else doing it and they've already paved the way. So now you can go and say, hey, it is also possible for me. You will never know it's possible unless you get an environment that is conducive for that mentality. You will never know unless you get in an environment that is conducive for that mentality. You have to go places and even sometimes change the rooms that you frequent in order to make $10,000 a month. You have to go places and sometimes change the rooms that you frequent, which means you have to stop going to places that doesn't allow you to think that it is possible for you to make $10,000 a month. And I know that is hard and I know that is difficult for most, but you have to get to the point where you find yourself comfortable in rooms where people make $10,000 a month so that your mind can be exposed to what is actually possible versus sitting in a place where you currently are, not knowing if it is or if it is not. So you have to be exposed. So it's going to be tough to get your mind thinking that way if you don't want to expose yourself to the possibility of it. And oftentimes you can't get exposure unless you cultivate certain relationships. And the last thing that we want to talk about is cultivating those relationships. And so we have to get our mindset right. We have to get exposed so that we can think according to the way we need to think. Lastly, let's talk relationships. Relationships are absolutely vital to getting you to the place where you need to get to. I'm not talking about brown nosing. I'm not talking about bug dancing. I'm not talking about any of that kind of stuff. But the people that you need to be connected to and the rooms that you need to be in are absolutely important for you to make $10,000 a month. We've already talked about how exposure is important to get you thinking in the way that you need to think. Well, relationships and you being in those rooms and cultivating those relationships is going to be the thing that takes you to that next level. You can be the smartest person in the room that you constantly go in. I'm gonna say that again. You cannot be the smartest person in the room that you constantly go in. Because if you're the smartest person in the room that you're constantly going in, guess what? That's the highest that you can ever go. And so again, you're watching this video because you're trying to level up. So you need to find yourself in rooms where you're not the smartest person so that you can always constantly be learning. You can only go as high as the people that you surround yourself with. You can only go as high as the people you surround yourself with. If you are always the biggest person in the room, you can never elevate to the next level. If you're always the biggest person or the richest person or the person that knows the most in the room, then you can never elevate and go to the next level. You will have to get out of your comfort zone where cultivating relationships are concerned if you desire to make $10,000 a month. I don't know any other way to put it. You have to get out of your comfort zone and you have to begin to expose yourself and allow yourself to be exposed to relationships, to people that you can learn from. Because if you never do that, you will always stay at the level that you are. And so before we could even talk about any strategies to get you to $10,000, we had to talk about these baselines of all of these things. We had to talk about all of these things because proper relationships will take you to the places that you desire. And so we had to talk about all these things in order to get you to the point where when you start implementing strategies that will help you make $10,000 a month, you will get rid of the misconceptions. You will have the right mindset. You will make yourself get exposed to the things that you need to get exposed to, and you will have the relationships that you need to have. Again, part of that is networking, but again, I'm not talking about being like crabs in the barrel, pulling other people down so that you can go up. No, I'm talking about you getting in rooms and you talking to people and you cultivating relationships so that you can be exposed to the things that you need to be exposed to. And so that's why relationships are important. Because again, if you're always the smartest person in the room, then you can only go to the level in which your knowledge has. And we've already identified that it needs to learn and grow more. That's why you're watching this video, right? So we need to get to the point where we understand how important cultivating relationships needs to be. So, if you would like to start this journey, if you would like to begin your journey and start making $10,000 a month, I would like for you to email me at livingsolutions3@gmail.com. That's LIVINGSOLUTIONS, the number 3 at gmail.com. If you email me, I will send you back the information. Say, hey, I would like to start one on one coaching. I would like to get more information so that I can get on my way to start making $10,000 a month. I appreciate you guys.
Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Peace.